Thanksgiving dinner, my sister told everyone I was adopted, but by Christmas she was the one without a family. My entire family was sitting around the dining room table, stuffing their faces with turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy, when my older sister Lily dropped the bomb. Adopted? I waited for someone to start laughing or to get onto Lily for taking her jokes too far, but it was so silent you could hear a pin drop. No one would meet my gaze. Mom suddenly found the tablecloth fascinating while Dad continued digging into his turkey, keeping his head down. Grandma's hands were shaking as she reached for her wine glass. Uncle Jason and Aunt Rachel excused themselves from the table and hurried to the man cave to watch the football game. My cousin Rich glanced at me once before quickly looking away and focusing on his mashed potatoes. And Lily sat back in her chair with a satisfied smirk on her face, as if she won a battle I didn't know I was fighting with her. I glanced at Mom with wide eyes. "Is that true?" I whispered. Mom shakily let out a breath as she met my gaze, flinching at what she saw in my eyes. "We were going to tell you," she said quietly. My hands clenched around my fork and knife. "When?" I asked harshly. "When I finally moved away from home. I was 17 and on track to leaving for college in a few months." Silence fell, and once again gazes turned away from me. Mom shot Lily a look full of warning and anger. I thought that was odd, but when I looked at Lily, I wondered why she chose now to tell me this huge secret. I was going to find out. I decided to corner Dad first. I found him in the kitchen that night after everyone was gone, doing the dishes. "Dad, how long has Lily known I was adopted?" I asked. Dad froze and stiffened. "Since she was 10, he answered after a moment of awkward silence. "We made her promise not to tell until we were ready." I frowned. "Then why did she?" I asked. Dad clammed up and shrugged. "Ask your mom," he muttered before going back to the dishes. The next day, Grandma called to check on me. "Why did Lily do that?" I asked her after a few minutes of small talk. She sighed. "I'm sorry, sweetheart. She had no right to do that." Not after. Her voice trailed off until there was silence. She cleared her throat. "Forget I said anything. I have to go." She hung up before I could push her further. I just had more questions. I decided to message my cousin Rich, who was also at dinner. He was a huge talker, and if anyone knew what was going on, it was him. "What is going on with Lily?" I texted. His response came back quickly. "I don't know much, just that it involves money and your mom's account. You'll have to talk to them about it, but be careful." So I went to Mom, finding her in her art studio covered in paint. "Mom," I said, "what is going on? Why did Lily do that?" Mom turned to me with sadness in her gaze. "Don't worry about it," she said. "I'm handling it." I shook my head. "Tell me," I pleaded. Finally, she caved. "Your sister has been stealing money from us for a few years now," she answered. "I just found out a few months ago and told her I was cutting her off. She did this to get back at us. She wanted to hurt us." She reached into a drawer under her desk and handed me a folder. "It's all there. All the evidence." I glanced through the papers, seeing bank statements and screenshots of text messages between Lily and Mom. By Christmas, I was buzzing with adrenaline. I didn't see Lily until Christmas Eve because she went back to college after Thanksgiving. I was ready to put this whole thing behind us. The entire family gathered on Christmas Day for dinner and gifts. Lily showed up late as usual, sauntering through the front door as if she owned the place. She shot me a smirk and sat on one of the couches. "I have a present for Lily," I announced, standing up when everyone was seated. The family looked confused, but Mom looked resigned and nodded in encouragement. I opened the folder and began reading all of the text messages along with passing the bank statements around. I watched everything fall apart. Lily grew red in the face and leaped to her feet, anger rising. Grandma stood and slapped Lily across the face. "How dare you?" she hissed. Lily held her cheek as tears entered her eyes. She had the audacity to look betrayed by us. Mom shook her head, and Dad looked a little sick. The rest of the family gave Lily the cold shoulder. Mom sighed. "Time for you to leave, Lily," she said. "You aren't welcome here anymore." Lily sneered at me. "You're choosing her?" she asked. Grandma slapped her again. "Yes, because she's more family than you ever were," she snapped. Lily started sobbing and rushed out of the house. We sat down as a family and began opening gifts after Lily was gone, acting like she was never there in the first place. Months later, I was sitting in the living room with Mom going through our photo album when I saw a picture of me and Lily grinning widely at each other. I turned to Mom. "Do you regret choosing me?" I asked. Mom gently hugged me. "Never," she said fiercely.